Okay, we are live. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome in. There we go. All right, we are all set. Let's get started. Black rifle to start. We're going to start off with a little caffeine. Gonna need it. Okay, man, I got a whole bunch of stuff up here I need to go through. Okay. What's happening? Good evening. How y'all doing? Welcome in. Dragonfly in the house. Colleen, how are you doing? Matt, what's up? North Carolina Prospectors. Hello. Red Squeak. John, hello. How are you? Good evening. How are you doing? What's up, Penny? How are you doing? All right, so we are going to start off with, I got to get a rose out of the way. This is one of the Valentine's roses. And I'm trying to get these orders in and out of the way so you guys have them in time. So we're going to do one for sure. This is for Andrew. Andrew, this rose is going to be all for you. This is the jewel tone with blue. So we're going to make that guy. And then we'll get on to some other stuff. I have some awesome things I want to get done. And a few announcements of good stuff. And we'll go from there. Let's get everything all set up, though. Make sure we're all set. All right, we're good to go. Let's rock it. Let me make sure we're all good. Yes, we are. Yeah, we're good to go. So the flower we're going to make is the jewel tone version. Going to use the side cam. Okay, there we go. Side view. Okay. I always forget where it's at sometimes. It's like crazy. And there we are. We got that guy right there. That is the flower we're going to be making right now with the silver. No gold, silver. And we're going to go to there. And that's good. So we'll put this guy up here for a moment. And then later, oh, I forgot the side cam too. I have another dolphin that, or not dolphin, octopus that we did, wine topper. So I'm going to build another stand for it. This is the octopus wine topper we did. This one's a little different. So it's got the amber purples and it's glow in the dark. So it does both. So we're going to get this guy. We're going to build a little stand for it. But yeah, look at that amber purple popping on there. That's why I love amber purple. And then it's got the shimmer on the sides. Trying to bring it out close. Let's get him up close. There we go. See? Then you can see that glow. Look at that. See? Nice and glowy. Isn't that amber purple just gorgeous? Hi, guys. Sorry about the hi, guys stuff. That's kind of funny. All right, let's do this flower real quick. Let's get it out of the way and done and move on. What do you guys say? Let's go. All right, we're going to start with... Nope, doesn't feel right. About there. Yep, all good. Everyone wants your ghosts? Yeah, that happens. People do want stuff. You can send them our way. One of those for the tree? Yeah. Yeah, the octopus, I got to make a really cool ornament for the tree. So that octopus would make a really cool ornament, but it's heavy. Like it weighs a lot. So it would pull branches down. It's one of the things I'm really focused on this next year for Christmas is keeping everything light. Because everything gets so heavy, it's crazy. All right, let me bring this down this way. There we go. We're all good. All right, so let's start off with the flour and rock and roll from there. I've got some blue, my tweezers, and my smasher. And let's rock. So we do have a good announcement tonight. We have a ton of marbles up in the mystery grab bag. So we had to categorize the mystery grab bag. It is on thefieryguy.com. Because some marbles have uranium, some don't. Some are really big and some aren't. So we ended up categorizing stuff a little bit in the mystery grab bag because it wouldn't be fair for someone to get like a super big marble and someone not. So we kept them all within the same category, but every marble is at a discount, if you will, by quite a bit. So if you are interested in one of the marbles, definitely go on there and pick it up. They are well worth it. They are very much underpriced on the website right now. And it's only underpriced because they are stuff we've done in the past and we just don't have time to take pictures of every single one. But I promise you, whatever you get, you will be happy. Okay, we're going to do about every third petal here. I'm going to show you how we're doing here. So a big shout out to all the mods on here. Cruising, John, Groves, Dragonfly, all the mods on here. Thank you very much for hanging in there with me. I know it's been crazy today. I did my stream. It had a little problem. And so I logged off. I thought I'd be right back, but my router actually crapped out from T-Mobile. It was the router that was a problem. I spent like 30 minutes on help desk. And then they finally said, oh, it's a problem. Just bring it in. We'll fix it. We'll swap it out. I'm like, why couldn't you do that in the first place? Why couldn't you guys just tell me that? All right, let's bring it in this way. All right, so we got the 3 petals here. What do you guys think? Should we leave this view while I'm doing the roses, or do you like the more panned out view? This view, a little closer in. In fact, we should probably bring it in just a touch. On this one, right about there. So right there, do you want this view, or do you want it out a little bit, or just slide it back and forth every once in a while? Anyway, that's where we're at. So yeah, had to go swap out my router from T-Mobile, or modem / router. And then when I got it here, they had my old one still activated, so I had to go in and call support again and do all the running around. It was like, it should have been super easy. Then come to find out, all I had to do was take the SIM card out and put it in the new one. I spent like 2 hours on the phone with help desk, and they're like, oh yeah, just take the SIM card out. I got transferred to someone new. They're like, yeah, just take the SIM card out and put it in the new one. And then it worked. All right, so here we go. We're adding the petals on here. So this one is the blue-green flower. It has slowly become one of my absolute all-time favorites. I absolutely love the colors. And I love the process of getting to the color. That is a fun process. All right, let's bring it in so you guys can see where we're at. So now we're in the 6 petal range here. You can kind of see a little 6 petals there. And bring it back up. Pop it on the side. This is probably going to give you a little better view. There we go. So there's the 6 petals on there for the moment. We have a lot to go. We definitely have more to go. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Robbie, what's up? Melissa, good evening. I don't know if I said hello to Colleen. Hello, Colleen. All right, here we go. I said hello to Grows. I know that. Share Bear, what's up? How you doing? Lady Black Velvet, how are you doing? I should greet everybody in a radio voice. Do the radio voice. There we go. So I could say, hello, John. How you doing? All right, let's go. Sorry, I'm in a mood. You guys got me in a mood. Sorry about it. But we're going. Here we go. Not in a bad mood. Good mood. I'm actually happy. What's up? Hello, Nathan. Dancing Armadillo. Hello. Dancing Armadillo on YouTube. Hello. All right, let's go. All right, we are looking fantastic at the moment. We are making an awesome flower. These are Valentine's flowers that are designed specifically for people to purchase and be made on live. So right now we're in the blue phase of it. This will change over to this right here. Oop, crap. Wow, I just whacked the hell out of that and it didn't break. It'll be changing to that. So that's what the color is going to look like when it's all done. But right now we're just in the blue phase. I just banged the crap out of this thing. And it did not break. I am totally amazed. I mean, I hit it hard on a metal set of rollers. And I hit it right on the outside pedal. Could I make a purple and green one? Custom, yes, but right now that would not be in the current lineup. It would definitely have to be a custom order. But is it possible? Yes. Right now I'm doing Valentine's roses with predetermined coloring so that it's simple, easy to order. And like this one is made for Andrew, so I'm saying this is made for Andrew on live here. I'll give him a link to the video that we're doing right now on YouTube, and he can go back and show his partner, wife, girlfriend, whoever, that he had this custom made for her, or him, doesn't matter. But you can show that you took a little time to spend and figure out to do something different. But all colors are available in flowers. 100%. Okay, flat that. Here we go. And about every third or fourth petal, I do show you the progress because I hate watching live streams where they don't show you anything. It drives me nuts. Me personally, it drives me nuts. So I try and show you stages in between. It takes me a while longer to actually make the item. However, I think it's worth it in the end because it's about the content and making it look good. So that's the end goal. You can see my hand kind of roasting. It's already starting to get roasty. There we go. But I hate watching live streams with stuff and they go to make something and they're just super focused. I mean, I understand it, but they don't show you any progress. And you're just like, come on, man, help me out. All right, we're going to use a little bit bigger tubing here, or rod. Show me a little bit of love. It has been 32 years. I've been blessed to be able to do this. 32 years. I grew up with it. So my mom started when I was 2. My father shortly joined after that, 2 years after that. So I pretty much grew up with all of this. Been around it my whole life. It was pretty cool, having grown up with it too. I would say the only drawback at the time was all of my friends that would come over would want to go watch my parents or my mom do the glass blowing. Like, I wanted to go play Hot Wheels or something. You know, I was young. And everybody just wanted to go out and watch my parents work. I didn't get a chance to actually, like, play as a kid at my own house because everybody was like, oh, I want to go see the fire. And I was so used to it because I saw it every day, but they didn't. Okay, and we're going to take that. We're going to do that. And melt it in. I was kind of I was a little bit of a brat with it too, though. Like, my parents made stuff, and at the time they did the knit stuff a lot. And one of the items was the ships that they would do out of knit work. And I used to secretly, if mom's watching right now, cover your ears. If my mom's watching right now, cover your ears. I used to take the ships out in the backyard with my BB gun and shoot them and watch them blow up. Because I thought it was cool. There we go. All right, here we go. It was pretty epic. But not realizing how long it took them to make a ship and then blow it up. Yep, I really did that. And then they'd get in arguments as to, they would say, I know I made 10 of them and there were only 9. And they would get into arguments about who actually was telling the truth and I was in the background. I was a little brat. I was a total brat for that. I admit it. All right, there we go. We got the blue going on. Karma will probably come back and get me someday with something. Look at that. We got that blue going on. Actually, Karma probably did get me back. I had I had an entire tray of items ready to go. It was expensive too. Probably in the neighborhood of like $2,000 worth of stuff. And my giant schnauzer jumped up on me and knocked the whole tray out of my hands. Broke everything on the tile floor. That was probably my karma moment. because I was like on the way to the customer. Then I had to call him and say, "You're not going to believe this. My dog broke my ornaments, all your stuff." Kind of like your dog ate your homework. But it really did happen. Here we go. We're going to fuse that in. Yeah, that was a terrible thing. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, partially to blame. I was unsupervised with the BB gun too. It happens. But, you know, it is what it is. At least I have a cool story to tell, kind of. Here we go. We're going to pop this in. Fritz is in a panic right now because Stephanie's talking to someone. Huh? Sure, you can. No, you're fine. I can hear Fritz. All right, one last petal, and this one will be done. Then we're going to color the heck out of it. This is where the beauty comes in. When we start adding the color, it's going to be amazing. So what happens is we get little tiny chunks of silver, and we vaporize that silver in the flame right at the tip. Those silver particles, they become like nanoparticles, very small, almost like a vapor. And they become so light that the flame is able to carry them from the tip of the torch all the way up to the object itself. And basically silver plate the flower. It's a process called fuming. It is pretty popular. It was invented way back in the 70s, and someone perfected it. A gentleman by the name of Snodgrass perfected it. He didn't invent it, but he perfected it for sure. And it's been a stable coloring agent forever now. You can do it with gold or silver. All right, we're going to add these little extensions on here. This is going to stabilize the flower right onto the stem. Just kind of like simulated little leaves. It's decoration, but it's also for stability here. That's how I was able to have that other flower hit the metal and not even break. I really thought it would break, though. I got lucky. It doesn't normally happen. It should have broke. All right, so we're going to preheat this. All right, we got a little bit of preheat. We're going to bring it over to the side view so I can show you before and after. Y'all ready for this? If you've been on this for this long, stay another 1 or 2 minutes, okay? You can see a little bit of color right there in the blue. We're going to grab some silver. See which one is silver. Oh my goodness. Are you all gold? I think there's silver in this. We're going to find out. Is there any silver left in this guy? Nope, that is gold. All right, there's a little silver on this one. So there's a little silver nugget right there. See that little tiny nugget of silver right there? We're going to vaporize that in the flame, and it's going to change the color of this blue. And here it goes. In 3, 2, 1. Going to let that out for a second. We're going to bring it over. And now you can see it changed it up a little bit. That's what the silver just did to all that cobalt. Going to bring it back in, kind of cook it in there. Okay, we're just going to cook it in there. Hit it one more time with that silver. Just a quick buzz of the flame. There we go. Bring it back out, and you can see those colors are starting to come out. Okay? We're not all there yet, though. Hey, thank you. Now comes the tricky part. We're going to take borax laundry soap, which is on the end of this. Oh, you got it, Tiffany. That's awesome. Thank you for sending that super chat. So we're going to change it up again. This is the fuming, and here we go. This is literally borax laundry soap being vaporized into the flour, and you're going to see the color change all over again. It's going to get more of a jewel tone. And here we go. See, it just changed up again. So now that went from pure cobalt to all those jewels. Isn't that just gorgeous? It does affect clear glass, correct, yes. All right, here we go. We're popping back out. That's amazing, right? Yeah, borax will definitely affect clear. A little bit with fuming. If you're not doing anything with any color, just on clear it does nothing. The only time it's effective on clear, I'm going to add a little bit more borax on there. The only time it's really effective on clear is if you get devitrification, you know, those little wrinkles you can't get out. Damn it. So if you get glass that has those little stretch marks, you just can't get out. They're impossible. Then you bring it and add borax, and it makes it all go away. All right, last side view. And here we go. And there is the color all finalized. So we turned it from pure cobalt to that with silver and borax laundry soap. Isn't that amazing? Okay, I am going to bring out a piece that we did earlier today. This is to show you an example of the mystery marbles that we have up on the website. Okay, here we go. We're going to bring this, we're going to use Dragonfly's, Dragonfly Creation makes these tools. If you're a glass blower and you don't have it, you're missing out. We're going to grab this marble. We made this earlier today. I'm going to have to use a side view. But these are an example of the marbles that you see on the mystery marble. Damn it. I think my camera moved. There we go. Move that out of the way. Now that orangey color in there is actually yellow. When it cools off, it'll be all yellow. It's not going to be orange. In fact, you guys want to make a mystery marble right now? What do you guys think? You want to make a mystery marble? I think it'd be fun. What do y'all say? Mystery marble, or do you want me to make the little base for the octopus wine topper? I'll let y'all vote. You guys vote. The base for this wine topper. So the base means it's something that this sits in so it can hang out all day and be on display. So there's the glow-in-the-dark version of it. I'm going to be making the base today regardless. Look at that amber purple. Wine topper, marble, marble, marble. Base, mystery, base. Let's see. Got quite a few takers on here. While we're doing that, I'll show you one of the coolest marbles on the planet. Check that out. Is that not cool or what? Sorry, I'm kind of shaking around because I'm like hanging near the flame here with my arm. And there it is without. Get it up right up there. That's about as close as I can get it for focus. Isn't that kind of cool, though? All right, let's go. I do lots of them that look like a galaxy. Lots of marbles that look like galaxy. In fact, we'll do kind of a combo. We'll make it look good. We're going to make a marble right now. Let me move the rows out of the way. And for anybody interested, I do have one last promo here. I do have the piece rows available. If you are interested in the piece rows, let me know. This is like 1 of 1 right now. Damn it. There. So this is the piece rows. Has the pink and yellow through it with the white. Like that. It is not in a part of the Valentine's collection. It's just we made it. It's 1 of 1 right now. We might make a couple more, but I can't guarantee it. All right, let's grab some glass. And see what the heck we come up with. Ouch. All right, let's go. We're going to throw some uranium in this one too. We're definitely going to pop some uranium in this mystery marble. So we'll start off with this little bit here. If you go on YouTube and you look at a creator called the Hacksmith, H-A-C-K, Hacksmith, he actually took this brand of torch and turned it into a lightsaber. The brand, not this exact torch, but the brand, and turned it into a real-life lightsaber that cuts through just about anything you could possibly throw at it. He modified it a little bit and has a little backpack for the gas. Unbelievable what he did. All right, here we go. We're going to start throwing some colors together. Huh? Okay. Can you come over here? Okay. Sorry, I got technical issues going on at the moment with one thing. Here we go. We're going to be on I just have to make sure these headphones work real good. Okay, there we go. So we're going to keep adding color till they come out. Bring it out here. So that was a cobalt blue. We're going to use this kind of, I don't know what to call this. This is butterscotch, but it really isn't butterscotch. It is more of a, I don't know, caramel. I always think this looks like caramel, and then the caramel color they have looks like a sandy brown. I don't think the names of their colors are correct, but we're going to spin that color up here. There we go. Just bring them in. Hey, how are you? Okay, hold on one second. Let me,
And I have to be at work at 9, and that's a long time from now.
yep.
So I'm gonna hurry.
Hold on, guys, 1 second. I gotta do a quick test.
I don't want to interrupt you here. Yeah.
Okay, can I see them, please? Thank you. Okay.
Your phone and my phone are the same issue.
Okay, are those the cables for it?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
That's your cables.
Yep. Oh, because you only had it plugged in the right and left side into the phone. You didn't actually have it in the headphone.
Oh.
You had the wrong plug in.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, let me see here. Sorry, guys, 1 second.
You haven't got an actual CD player.
No, this. Go ahead and listen.
Is it?
It's on a DAC amp right now. It's like the most expensive DAC amp you could buy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys. How are you? Sorry. Just doing some testing.
So I can choose a song on the internet then to hear if I want. Or,
Right now?
yeah.
Well, what do you want?
Later.
I mean,
They should hook into this then fine now, right?
yeah, here. Plug
Fine.
that
I'll
end
just
in.
use my phone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you
Yep,
later.
don't forget the case. Sorry.
Oh, yes, yeah,
I don't know where Stephanie is.
Well, it's raining. I don't want the headphones to
Yep.
get wet, so. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just had the wrong end plugged in.
Okay.
So you had where the left and right go into the headphones, you had the left side plugged into the phone directly.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Sorry about that. Ugh. So it was just a technical glitch there. So that on those headphones, they have a right and left input going in, and then the cable that goes into the actual 3.5 millimeter jack, and they had the left input going into the phone, into the input jack. But anyway, let's get back to a marble. All right, we're going to speed up now. You kept each other awake. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Heck yeah. We're going to make the marble super epic now. Now we got to go super epic. Now we got to make it like super incredible. I'm going to throw out some really fun stuff for you guys. Okay, so first things first, let me zoom out for a second. We're going to add this shimmer color. This is like a shimmer green. And it looks like Pert shampoo. If you are old enough to know what Pert shampoo looked like, you'll know how cool this color is. We're going to add that in. It really looks like Pert shampoo. I'm not joking. It looks so close to it. We're going to spiral that on. Okay. Let me show you where we're at so far. We'll do the side view. And here we go. So let's see if we can get that pert look going. You can kind of see the shimmer. It's super hot right now, but see how it has that like pert looking shimmer to it? And then right next to it is the butterscotch, and then there is the cobalt right there. So top is cobalt, butterscotch, Pert shampoo green. Look at that. See? There it is. I told you guys. Now tell me that doesn't look like Pert shampoo. So this one I'm going to try a little bit different. Normally we're doing the marbles and we got the spiral running in the center. I'm going to try and do a dual spiral on here. So we're going to run a clear gap in between it. Then we're going to stack color on top of that again, so that when the marble is spiraling around in the middle, you have two different trails of color going through it. Not just a single ribbon, but two ribbons. Okay, there we go. But in order to do that, we're going to have to separate it with some clear here. And I was going to do a smaller marble, but guess what? It's probably going to be bigger. Now that I decided to go this route, it's definitely probably going to be bigger. Just need enough of a gap in between it of clear. I should do some dichro. Yeah, bigger marble, probably somewhere in the... I was going to do like a 1.5 inch marble, but it's probably going to end up being 2 to 2 1/4 by the time I'm done. What do you guys want? More color or dichroic with color? Do you want dichro? Or do you want like some type of different colors? Dichro is a very sparkle color. It like super sparkle. What's up from Frozen, Iowa? Well, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. I wish I could send it to you. You guys want, so sparkle or no sparkle? You guys tell me. Sparkle or no sparkle? No sparkle would just be color. Ever made a color shift one? All the time. Color shift's not hard. Yeah, color shifts aren't hard at all. All right. So I'm going to make probably one of the most epic versions of what you'll see in a while. So we're going to do dichro, and we're going to back it with uranium. So it's going to be dichroic with uranium on the back behind it, and then the dichro will show up with the uranium because it does have a darker color back here too. Yeah, I was going to do a simple marble. So much for simple, right? And there we go. So we got so that's the clear gap right in there in between the color. You can see it kind of, see that shimmer? There's the pert looking shampoo color. Look at that. Isn't that just pretty? It looks like one of those star sapphires when it's like that. It reminds me so much of a star sapphire. Damn camera. Watch. See? All right. Let's pop this in the kiln temporarily and do the dichro. So I run my dichro totally different than 99% of other glass blowers out there. I do it totally opposite. Most people use what's called an oxidizing flame, meaning it's running super intensive oxygen. So let me show you an example. So this is a normal flame. If you want, most people run dichro, they're running it like this. That is technically a lot colder than that. But it takes too long. I am all about speed. So we're going to run totally opposite. We're going to kick it on as hot as possible. This is the dichro. We're going to buzz the flame up close too. Here we go. Let's bring it in. So this is the dichro color. You can see all these rainbows of color popping out. Like that. And here we go. Gonna lock it in. Might be able to get pretty close so you guys can see it. Might be able to see the colors kind of bouncing through. There we go. So those are all the colors that are transitioning through it. Like that. We're going to melt it in now. So yeah, full bore flame. The trick is you got to drip the glass on here. So the main piece that I was just showing you, before you encase it and clear, cannot hit the flame. Ever. Even on the glass side, what's technically called the glass side, it can never hit the flame. It'll burn the dichroic off. So now we just encased it a little. And that's the side that has the metal coating. You can see it really well there. That has all the metal coating. That is what gives it its color. That's the opposite side of it. Okay. Now we're going to hit that metal coating side and we're going to encase it right now. Just like that, gonna melt in the sides. And there. Now we have it all encased everywhere we go. There is no burnout. I'm going to show you up side view. Sorry, this glass deserves a side view. It actually deserves it on the side. So you can see all the colors sparkling through there. Yeah, that's better. That's what I'm talking about with the shimmer. All right, we're going to take that and we're going to rip it apart. Basically shred it into little tiny nanoparticles. It's going to give it a beautiful shimmer. Yeah, that is one of my favorite glasses to work with. I love dichro. Let's go. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful color to work with. And here we go. And then we'll back this with pure up uranium. So basically, this is like putting it through confetti. Like if you were going to put a piece of paper into something that makes confetti, like a shredder, doing the same thing. It's just basically ripping it completely apart. Oh, got a little air bubble in there. There we go. Bye-bye. And then we're going to magnify it a little bit. And I'm going to show you guys the result here in just a moment. Yeah, this is well worth the wait to watch. Of all the things I make, this is one of those few times that it's worth it. It's definitely worth the wait to watch. Doesn't get much better than this. A little bit more. And this dichro is color changing by itself. It's not made anymore. It's made by a company called Dichroic Alchemy. They don't make dichro anymore. And I have a bunch of it. So I'm happy about that, but I wish they would remake it. It'd be so nice if they did. All right, so I used a little marble mold out there to just kind of round it out a tiny bit. Let's bring it into the side view. There we go. Now, unfortunately, this dichro doesn't show up until it cools off. Right now, you're only seeing partial sparkle. It's only on partial at the moment. You're only seeing one little bit of it, but you can see how we eviscerated those little bits. Okay. Now we're going to put a little rod up here. We're going to butt up against it. We're going to back it with uranium. This will help the color show up a little more. So we're going to cut it off here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic night. Y'all ready for this weekend? It's going to be really awesome. Going to have a good weekend this weekend, I hope. All right, let's grab the uranium glass. If you're unfamiliar with uranium, it glows under black light. So this is a stick of uranium, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now you can see it kind of illuminated there under black light. So that's going to be behind it. All that little sparkle magic. This is an older color too. Both of these are no longer made, I don't think. This dichro or this uranium. This particular color is not available anymore. At least I haven't seen it. I wish they would remake it though, because it's pretty awesome. It's not as bright as their current version. No, it's not really radioactive. It's less radioactive than your cell phone. It's like 0.001% uranium oxide. Thank you for the floating hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the jewels. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the jewels on YouTube. I appreciate that. Let's have a contest. Who can put the most ones in the chat for putting this thing together? TikTok versus YouTube. Type 1 in the chat if you would like to see the dagger. That is one of my favorite items I will not sell. Type 1 in the chat if you'd like to see the dagger. It's all glass dagger with a dragon head on it. It's one of the items I won't sell, but I will show it. Wow. YouTube, you guys are getting your butt kicked at the moment. You got double the viewers at the moment. TikTok's like going nuts. Oh, there we go. Now you guys are catching up. All right, so we got the uranium backed on here. I think we're all good. Wow. Okay, now you guys are going nuts. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, let me attach it to the base piece we're working on, and then I'll bring the dagger out as promised, and we'll get started on finishing this marble. So let me attach this. We're going to fuse the two together. And just got to get it on there well enough to not fall off. And then I'll grab the dagger. About another 30 seconds. You need about 30 more seconds. Okay, we're going to separate it here. So if you've not seen any of the weird stuff I do, I don't call it, I guess I shouldn't say it's weird, just different. I like making things that aren't standard, that you don't find out there everywhere. All right, we're going to park this guy in the kiln for a moment. And let's grab the dagger. Going to move the flowers out of the way. So we'll bring it into a full camera view. There. So this is the dagger. Oh, the dolphins are covering it. There. Right there. So that is a blown glass dagger. Like that. Now I'm going to use the side view to show you guys up close. In there, we're going to make a new one this year. I'm going to do a few different changes to it. There's the dragon head up close, like that. Carved in. Everything in there is carved in. Like that. Then we bring it out. And then we did two little tricks on here. This is the matte side. So this is gold fumed. And then that is gold fumed. So one side is sandblasted with gold. And the other side is just straight up gold. Okay. So that's what sandblasted and gold looks like. Remember I was talking about it earlier. But yeah, that's sandblast and gold. Like that. And then we'll bring the head up here. Maybe too much light. You can see the little eyeball there. So this year's change is going to be, we're going to add dragon wings instead of the claws off to the side. And I want to put a spine on the back of it. So I want to have a little spine off here. I want to do a little of that. But anyway, that is the dragon dagger. All right, let's finish this marble up. What do y'all say? We'll see if we can see the dichro from the side. Oh yeah, you can start to see that dichro popping out in there. It's going to have a lot more color than that to it. As soon as it cools off. That's the only unfortunate part about this dichro, is it doesn't show until it's completely cooled off. I don't know what magic they did with it, but yeah. It's like the first couple times you use that color, that dichro, and you're like, oh my God, I burned it all out. And then you come back and look at it, and it's perfect. It's like a happy little moment. All right, we're going to bring up the close view for a little bit, and then we'll go to the, we'll zoom out when we start to go into the mold. Okay, let's get this guy all melted in. Got it a little wobbly putting it in the kiln, so we got to straighten it out first. And there we go. All right, time to melt in. Let's kick it up a notch. Maybe. I'll see if Stephanie can bring the marble with the opal out. Someone had run dibs on the marble with an opal, and they have not claimed it yet, so they haven't officially paid for it. So it may go back up. So right now we're fusing those two little sections together. Right now. Bonding it together, and then we'll join it as one little unit here. Okay, let's kick it down a notch. There we go. So that's when you need absolutely positively to have the biggest flame possible. That's what that's for. Yeah, this is not going to be a tiny marble. Damn it. It's okay. All right, a little bit more here. All right, so what I did is we basically took those two little halves, we fused them together. So now we're condensed into one unit. The next step is to add a lot of clear to the outer portion here, so that the color kind of sits in the center, what would be considered the center of the marble. So we're just going to add some clear. This side's got quite a bit to it. I think I just need to get enough on the other side, and we should be good to go. And there we are. So we just need to add a bunch to this side, and I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get that started. There we are. I'm glad I brought both molds out, because the small one would not handle this. Separate that. I need one more larger. Oh God, I do actually have one. Thank God. I do actually have it. Things are going good. I think I'm balancing out here. It was a rough start this morning, but this is good. I have everything I need. By the way, anybody purchasing a mystery marble will receive one of the little, they're about ½ inch uranium marbles. When I zoom out, you'll see the uranium marbles in a bowl. We got a bunch of them ready to go. So if you purchase a mystery marble, you will get a uranium marble as a bonus. It depends on what type of custom piece you're asking for. I don't make everything. I don't even try to make everything. I have a few specialties that we work in, and if I could do custom in that range, yes. If it's like something totally oddball that I've never done and it's not kind of in my wheelhouse, then no. So if you're asking it for anything functional, no. And most people know what I mean by functional. What's up, L to the B? Yep, definitely use the same materials. I don't consider that trolling. You're just talking. That's okay. That's what chat's for. Okay, I think we got enough. We are good to go. I think we're actually good. All right, let's zoom it out because you're going to want to bring into the marble mold experience here. Okay, so we use these graphite marble molds, which are on the very front of the bench. Graphite is one of the few materials that will not stick to glass or borosilicate glass. So it makes a great material to be able to manipulate the glass with. The only problem is it's fragile. Just like pencil lead, just as fragile. So we're going to bring it over here and just kind of naturally let it push down. There we go. We got half a marble going. Then we're going to do the other half and get it squished down a little. And it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping this looks really good. We spent enough time on it. You'll work okay as a punty for the moment. I think my ghost is in here. Stuff's flying off my table. I wish you guys could see it. It's either the wind really bad or stuff's flying off my table for no reason. Stuff that shouldn't be flying off. There we go. Bring it out. So we just have to squish this down, and then we're going to really start to be able to get this into a marble. A lot of work to do this pattern, but I think the end result will totally be worth it. Yeah, we do have a little studio ghost. Occasionally it makes itself known. It's only really been visible one time on here. I don't believe anybody's dibsed on it. We'll see what this marble looks like, though. Yeah, we have a ghost in the studio. There was one time, a few people that have been on my live stream a lot saw the shadow glance across the screen. It's like this dark shadow thing that just went right across the screen. But it makes a lot of noise. Like one time it knocked on my sidewall really freaking loud. I mean, it was loud. Amber's asking about a price. Just message fieryguy.com if anybody's interested. We may have to put this up for auction if we have a lot of people. Yeah, or we can... this is the hard part, made on live. But I don't want to commit to anything until we get the marble completed. I don't want to make sure there's no flaws, no problems, and it's going to be all good to go. So give me a minute let's get this thing made first. But message fieryguy.com and Stephanie can start taking in the people that are interested. I think Amber was the first one to ask, though. Yeah, that's okay, Ray. It's good. Yeah, she was. Okay. So Amber, go ahead and message thefieryguy.com about this. So we have you in queue. And then Ray, go ahead and message thefieryguy.com too. And Stephanie can get back to you with the pricing. But I don't know if it's even going to be like, I don't know if it's going to totally live. This is a whole new system for me right now with the dual bands in here. You guys are experimenting with me on live. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. We kind of have this semi-UFO shape with it. Gonna have to let it cool off a tiny bit before we do anything further. I'm gonna bring it out here. You can start to see that dichro appearing right now. Can you guys see that? Wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Now we got all the colors bouncing through a little bit. It's still gonna show a heck of a lot more color later. As it cools, we're gonna get anywhere you see that white is going to be a color. Everywhere it's white will be color. It's just while the dichro is hot, it doesn't like to show up. Yeah, it's starting to transform right now, actually. Okay, we're going to attach it sideways. Like that. Deb, yeah, I won't be able to answer right now anything. Yeah, we'll check it. We'll check spam box too. It depends on where you sent the message. If you sent it fieryguy.com, I'll check spam box. Sometimes it can get. I got you, Deb. Thank you. All right. So we're letting this cool off a little for a second, and then we're going to bring it out and form it into the marble. And we're going to come over to the side. Yeah, you can kind of see that dichro starting to show up. See how the purple is starting to show up in there, the purple and pink. And we got the uranium background going. Almost looks like a sun note there. We got a clear gap in the middle. And then we got this ambery. Look at those colors. Can you see all that? Isn't that beautiful? And then we got that running through there. Totally trippy, right? All right, so let's get it to a marble now. Now we get to have the fun. Now we get to shape it. We're done doing colors. We're done doing all that. Now we're in the process. We're going to shape the whole thing. And again, it went a lot bigger than I thought. It's not a tiny marble, as usual. I wish I could just stay and keep them small. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't make a small marble. So see the little glowing marbles in the front of the bench? Those are the marbles that will be included with any of the mystery marbles. You're going to get one of those. Those are all uranium marbles, little tiny guys. Sorry, I got an itch. There we go. So you'll get a little mystery marble with the, or a uranium marble with the mystery marble. So from this stage, we're going to be heating directly in the center of this little disc. And we're going to have to stretch it out a little bit. We're going to elongate this out a little. It's going to kind of look like what I think looks like a dragon's eye. But you can see the focus of where I'm heating right there in the middle. In fact, we'll zoom in because don't need to be zoomed out right now. We're not going into the mold right away. There we go. Actually, you guys can see in there pretty good. Look at that. That's not a bad, that's no filter on there. That's actually looking okay. That's no filter. I can live with that. So see where the hot spots are? Right in the center. So that's what I'm focused on. We're almost able to stretch this out. And the only way to do this is to keep it rotating, and you want a nice even heat balance all the way around. Okay? Okay. That's a bad South Park impression. Ignore I did that. Okay, here we go. So we're going to bring it out. I'm going to try and do it on screen here. We're going to slowly start pulling. You're going to see this kind of elongating here. Like that. We're going to heat up a little more, get a tiny bit more. It's not a fast process. You don't want to have it so gooey that when you pull it, it just zooms away. Got to have it just enough to move, but not too much. Okay, we're going to bring it out one more time. And you see it, let me get it centered on there. There we go. We just pull it a little bit. About like that. So that's all we need, just about that much. All right, this is where we're going to start getting the actual twist in it. So now that we've pulled it out this way, we're going to push it back together. As it starts going back together, it's going to form a natural spiral. Even if I wanted to try and keep this perfectly straight like that, I wouldn't be able to do it at this point. It would not work. It's just going to automatically start doing its thing. All right, let's kick it up just a notch for a minute. Not too long. Okay, bring it back down. Nope, not that far. So you can see the little corkscrew starting to happen in there. And that is all just because we're pushing it back together. And there we go. So now we got this beautiful little spiral of lovely here. Does it matter what angle you hold it? Absolutely, it matters. 100%. Yeah, that is one of those things that absolutely matters. Remember, glass is flowing. It's moving one direction towards gravity. So now you see me kind of rocking it back and forth. And that would be why. Because I want to keep it flowing evenly. So you see me kind of teeter-tottering. And that is the reason. All right, we got to pull this little nub off here because that'll ruin this little spiral that we got going. All right, let's go to the side view so you guys can get a good look. This is going to be a good look right here. Here we go. Look at that. So that has a didymium filter on it. This camera itself has the didymium filter. So you get a little better view of it. So there we are, we got that. I wish I could keep that color. That would be so freaking amazing. All right, so we're in the hot shot right now. Now this is where the dichro will starting to show up a little bit. There's all the dichro running through there. The other colors shimmering through. I can't get it too close to the camera. It's going to melt the camera. You know, it's probably radiating 1,000 degrees. Yeah, this is a beautiful marble. I will say this one's definitely on the epic level. You got dichro, older dichro that's really nice running through it. 2 bands of colors running through there. And uranium. And it's a uranium color no longer made, really. They have it on their website, but they haven't made it in like 2 years. Yeah, the radiating heat is at least 1,000 degrees, if not much more. Go to thefieryguy.com, SJB. They do vary in price. Like this one is a one-off custom. It will not be on the least expensive side. I can tell you that. Just in materials, it's got a lot. All right, so we're going to start coming over to the graphite mold. I can tell you it's under 200. It'll be under there. But this is one of those ones where you wouldn't even mind keeping it if nobody bought it. But I can't keep them all. So I can tell you right now, there is a solid color in here that is color changing. It's morphing. I can already see it. Man, that's clean. All right, we're going to bring it in a little bit. Try and bring it up a little for you guys. The dolphins are like totally in the way right now. All right, so there is from a distance. I think the side cam shows it better. Yeah, the side cam definitely shows a better version of it. And I'm able to get the light on there. Now you can start to see that. See all the colors morphing through there? And that's not even done yet. It's not even done doing its thing. It's not even close yet. I almost just slid my butt off that chair. Yeah, we do get, I try to make them small. Yep, it is my close molds, correct. I have every mic close mold ever made and duplicates of them. There we go. Every tool that I absolutely love, I have backups of. Okay, we just got to let it cool. How long do they take to cool down? Technically, you'd want to leave it in there for at least 4 hours, 5 hours. But I put it in the kiln, then I just let it run till morning, like nighttime. Or morning. I just let it run all night. We'll shut the kiln down later tonight. And then I just kind of open it in the morning and hope that it looks good. That connection I did right there doesn't feel super stable. Feels a little bit wobbly there. All right, we're going to peel this off. And there we go. Might as well bring this over and show you guys too. So this is what it looks like before we get it back into the mold to do its thing. We got the little, don't get all goofy on me, we've got the little nipple on it. But you can see the colors starting to morph through it. All the way around. And then we got the dichro and the uranium. Yeah, it's starting to look good. And here we go. Let's finish it off. Nice thing about these, they never shatter. So as I'm making it, I'm not worried about it cooling off enough to shatter. It's the one benefit. Now, this is another interesting point. So you see me rotating it this way, and that's going with the corkscrew. If I pull it back the other way and I start rotating it this way too much, it will kind of unwind that corkscrew at the top. So instead of staying really nice and tight, it'll kind of unwind it a little. Not all the way, but enough that you look at it and go, oh man, why'd you do that? Occasionally I have to bring it back, but for the most part, we're just going this way. Okay, we're going to pull down the flame a little. And perfecto. That's a perfect flame right there. Okay, we're going to bring it over to the mold. And again, I never push this in here. You could literally just let the weight of the glass do the job. See, just 2 fingers rotating it. Anytime you push the glass, you create these little cave-ins, if you will. and then you got a problem. All right, this is where take a break for a second. Going to let it sit for a second, and then we're going to start fine-tuning it. You're not missing out on anything. In fact, we'll bring it up close just for a minute. So for those of you who don't know, that my glasses have a lens in them called didymium. Didymium is a very special lens that filters out certain light spectrums. So when you bring it in, you have that. Now I can't hold this out here for too long, but that's how I see what's going on. That is borovision. And we'll bring it out. Yeah, this size will not shatter at all. Not while you're working it. I mean, if you left it sit and cool on its own for a very long time, yeah, it could potentially shatter. And the interesting thing is if you leave it in the carbon molds to sit for too long, it'll shatter. It'll crack at least. So the carbon pulls out a lot of heat. Carbon sucks a lot of heat out of the glass. And if you let it sit too long, it will definitely crack it. All right, here we go. We're going to come up to the smaller molds now. This is what kind of fine-tunes the edges and gets it super round. Yeah, I'm not complaining. That's good. That's very well balanced. Just got to smooth it out. Always smooth it out in the flame after you run in the mold, even though it doesn't feel like it needs it. The mold can leave little tiny stretch marks in there. All right, let's bring it over to the side camera. No, Chad, not making a pipe. Not every glass blower on this planet makes pipes. In fact, that's pretty boring. There we go. So we got the nice little spiral going. We got multicolors bouncing through. I'm going to reverse the punty. Look, I'm trying to show you that side. We're going to reverse the punty so I can break it off, but there's this side. Let's go ahead and go back to normal view. It was the largest one I've made, 4.5 inches. I will never do it again. It literally blistered me in my chest. Even with the apron on, it blistered my chest. The radiating heat was so hot and so intense. It literally, yeah, it blistered everything. So I'll never do it again. Even with a fire suit and all that fun stuff, I just don't want to do it. It's too hot. Way too hot. And again, it's not the fire that's hot, it's the actual marble, the radiating heat coming off the marble. Yeah, I am zoomed in. I'm not going to the mold just yet. There we are. We got a beautiful little finish right up there. And now we can buzz out. So this is the part where I hate. So this marble is barely hanging on by a thread. So this holding rod is attached but not fused. And one wrong move and off it comes. It'll literally just fall right off. And this is like the scary part. Not because it'll hurt, but because it sucks if it falls. I have to pick it back up. Okay, let's smooth this out. I'll show you where we're at, and we're going to detach and park this in the kiln. And there we go. Just making sure there's no weeble wobbles. Yep, we're good. So we'll come to the side view, give you one last little look here. Again, I don't want to get too close, but all that dichro in there will be popping out later. It just doesn't do that right now. But we got the multicolors bouncing through. Uranium. And a little spiral. I love that bluish look to it right there. That actually looks really freaking cool as it's coming through. Yeah, I like that look. I think it looks good. That little bluish look is really nice. All right, let's go ahead and get the marble off. So this is my favorite tool. This is the Marble Maker Marble Holder by Dragonfly Creation. She makes really fantastic marble holders. They are also really nice for ornaments. So not just marbles, but if you make Christmas ornaments, they're super nice to be able to have that do it too. Preheated enough, pop it in here. Locked and loaded, and then to get the stick off, you just tap. Remember I was saying it barely is attached? Then you just smooth out that tiny little scuff mark, and that's it. We'll try the side view again. Maybe it color cooled off enough. You might get some cool looks with it. Yeah, I'm barely holding on here. But yeah, it looks good. I'm pretty happy with it. I like that blue right in there. I don't know. It's definitely doing something cool in there. I like it. And then let me show you the little piggy we did today. So I'll show you the little pig we made today. So this is for a friend of ours. She brings us crab all the time. Like she goes crabbing with her husband, and then they bring us like 15, 20 crabs or something amazing all the time. And no, maybe not that much, but a lot of crab. And they don't ask for anything in return. But she has a really cool pet pig. So I made her pig. It's kind of black and white. Let me bring this side view. So there's the little piggy. And it looks pretty close to what he is. Let me see if I can get the face in there. There. That's kind of what he looks like. He's like a little pet pig. I don't know what kind of pig he is, but he's got that really elongated body, and they're like pointy ears that he's got. I always thought pigs had these little ears that kind of flop down, but not him. They're really pointy, like Batman ears. Which is unusual, I think. Nope, not MAP gas. Oxygen and propane. I have the ultimate propane accessory. Sorry, need my black rifle. My black rifle energy drink. This stuff is amazing, actually. I get zero jitters off this stuff. Okay. What is on my agenda at the moment? Oh, I do got to make one thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to make one quick hummingbird with amber purple. Let me grab the amber purple. I got to make a hummingbird with amber purple. I don't have it near me. And nope. Perfect. Yeah, definitely have to make some amber purple hummingbird. Have a good night. No, thank you for country. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is like one of my fun stuff to do. I love hanging out with all of you. Oh, and we have to make a container for this. Okay, so we got two things on the agenda for sure. We got to make a little. I got to make a stand for this guy. This is a wine topper, but I don't like him just laying around. So we got this little guy here. He's got the amber purple head, like that, legs running down, and then the glow in the dark body or glow in the dark base on the inside. Kind of see it's corkscrewed. Hard to see it in there. But anyway, this is the wine topper. But I got to make a little base for it so it can like sit. And a hummingbird. So we got to do two things. I'll preheat this tube. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to make a little stand for it so it can sit and be displayed all the time. It's just like a little bottle, if you will, that it can sit and have a stand with. And then that one will be available for purchase too. Okay, let's get comfy and make a very fast hummingbird. Let's be speedy about it. So hummingbird, we're going to start the hummingbird right now. It should take about 6-7 minutes. So if you got 6 or 7 minutes, it's worth hanging out. See a hummingbird from start to finish. We'll probably be a little slower because I'm going to show you the stages as we go. Okay, a little bit more for the body. I increased the size of my hummingbirds just a smidge this year. I felt like they were getting too small, so I went up a little bit bigger on them. Just lets me get a little more detail in the wings and tail and all that fun stuff. There we go. In fact, we're going to zoom in on this. You guys don't need to see very far away. So we'll start off and we'll zoom in. This down here is called Frit, F-R-I-T. It is basically a ground up white glass. And it allows me to kind of color the hummingbird body. without fully encasing it all the way. It still allows some clear to show through. So you can see that kind of rock candy look to it right there. Then we'll melt it in. Pull my little template for the tail. Just kind of grip it and let it flow. There we go. So you end up with that. That's the beginning. That is my template for the tail, which we're going to make right now. Now, this, I don't like using tools with the hummingbirds. I like to hand sculpt them. There's nothing wrong with using tools, but I kind of like this style a lot better. And it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. All right. Let's fuse that in and I'll show you what it looks like. Now this color will be pretty amazing when it starts popping in. It takes a while to come in. But now you can see that it's starting to come in right there, but there's the little tail. Almost looks like a fleur-de-lis. Has that little fleur-de-lis look. Okay, we're going to attach a little punty up here. Quartz is blown somewhat the same way, but quartz requires a heck of a lot more heat. I mean, a lot more heat. I don't even want to work with quartz. A, it's very, very bright to work with. And B, it doesn't move very, very freely. It's an extremely stiff material to manipulate and move around. But it definitely requires way more heat than what I'm doing. If I was going to do quartz, I would switch from propane to propylene, which is a chemoline and propane mixture. And it'll definitely ramp up the heat. It's just super expensive to work with as well. Not cheap. But I would definitely have to ramp up to like propylene, get it at least 500-600 degrees hotter. Okay, we got the bird hook on there. That's where it'll hang from. Now let's add some wings. Really? Everything was going good tonight and you had to pop off. All right, let's fuse that in. Get it looking good. Bring it up to the side. I know that little piece said, no, I'm out. So this is, that color is definitely going to come in a little bit, but there is wing number one. And boom, there we go. Yep, I watch both chats. Just have to understand, sometimes I actually have to like look at the glass too. Every once in a while, I have to actually pay attention to this. But yeah, we are multi-streaming right now. We have TikTok and YouTube going at the same time. Although I will tell you, TikTok has been acting really weird since the takeover. It's been definitely buggy. And there we go. All right, let's fuse that in. Oh, wings are not balanced. Got to heat this up and let it melt a little bit. Gravity drip. There we go. And there we are. I know, that's what mods are for. Exactly. Mini Leo the Lion. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing any. I can't do Leo the Lion on a chain. I wouldn't be that detailed with it. Anyway, there's the little wings. There are people that specialize in miniature that I could definitely refer you over to. In fact, there's one glassblower lamp worker that absolutely would be able to do that. Her name is Shell. She is moltenmania.com. So her website is Molten Mania. Give her a shout, and she will make you a Leo the Lion. She uses soft glass, which is different, but she's probably the best caricature maker I've ever seen in the world. Better than anybody I've ever seen. Way better than a lot of people. I need a little eyeball glass. And she could definitely make you Leo the Lion in a pendant. You know, she absolutely could. For what she does, she's not expensive. But she's so good that, like, I want her to make necklaces for me of my giant schnauzers. She's that good that I wouldn't even attempt to do it myself compared to what she could do. Okay, so we're going to go to the side view. And the reason I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you how this color changes. This is amber purple right now. So I'm only going to do the wings. But what we're going to do is these wings have cooled off a little. Molten Mania. And we're going to heat them up a little. And the more you heat up and cool down, the more this color is going to change. Okay, so we're just starting phase one of it. And I'll bring it over. Do you see how the color's starting to come in? Yeah, it's Molten Mania. And then we're going to bring it back in. Heat it up again. This color is amber purple. This is by far my top 3 colors, if not my favorite color. And see? Now it's starting to pop in. But hold on. Wait 1 more minute. Do not swipe away yet. Do not swipe away. Give me 1 minute. Okay, just a minute. And I promise you what I show you will be worth it. Okay? See the colors really coming out? All right, one last little pass. All right. Now, y'all ready? I told you it'd be worth it. Did I tell you it was worth it or not? Okay. Heard a little crack in here. Oh, there it is. See, I took too much time doing it. It cracked. I got to fix a crack. I let it sit out too long. It was more important for me to show you how beautiful it looked and got a little tiny crack in it. And the crack is gone. Crack is bad. Oh, well, maybe not. It decided to stretch all the way around. All right, time for surgery. We got to do hummingbird surgery. But it was more important for me to show you that color and what it does. Okay, we're going to move you. There we go. There, all done. See, not a problem. So what I do love about glass is that it is a very, very forgiving medium. Yep, it's all repaired. No problem. Can you burn glass? Technically, no. But there is glass you can burn. So, actually, I'll show you guys. You guys want to see burned glass? I probably shouldn't do this because people are going to get mad that I'm wasting glass, but I don't care. Get mad. It's okay. All right, so I'm going to snap this off. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna have to do it through the side view though. All right, so there it is, all nice and clean, right? So cadmium colors can burn. There it is, all nice and clean. I'm gonna buzz it out here. We're just gonna polish it up a little. This glass needs to be heated way out here. And then you can bring it in and start working it after it gets kind of molten, okay? And then we'll bring it into the view. And see, it's all nice and clean, super beautiful. It doesn't have any... It's all nice and clean, right? Now, if you're like a hyperactive teenager or someone that, jumps head first and everything, and you just stick this right in the flame and you go crazy with it, you're going to end up with this. Let it cool off for a second. You're going to see all these bubbles. See? So this is part of learning. Like that. So you can definitely burn certain colors. Not all of them. In fact, it's very hard to burn colors. There's just like 3 or 4 that are possible of getting burnt. And now that color is pretty much tossed. I can't do anything with it. Okay, here we go. Remember the swans? Yeah, I do remember swans. I used to make them. After I do this blown version, I can make a blown glass swan after this if you guys want to see one just made. I haven't made one in a while. We can make a swan. But I got to do the base for this wine topper first. So we got to make a little holder for this guy, so it can sit and plop. In fact, we're gonna park you right there. There we go. Gonna stick him right there for the moment. We're just got to make a quick little base. Nothing super organic or crazy, just a quick little aquatic. So we're going to use this end. We're going to spin some color on here, just a random little bit there. Put some green on there. And let's throw some dark cobalt. Okay, so we got all that on. Well, I forgot we're zoomed out. Damn it. I'm so sorry. I meant to have that zoomed in. All right, so we got all these little colors spiraling on there. We're just going to take and mix it up real quick. I call this finger painting. It is just like what it sounds. Just literally blending all the color to almost like finger paint. We're just hyperactive, moving through it. Let me show you what it looks like on the side view so you guys get a good perspective. So there it is with the stripes, and then there's the finger painted version. So we're just mixing it up versus that. Actually, I need a light right next to it. See, there's finger painted, and then there's stripes. I need a light on there all the time, like a little permanent light, little mini spotlight on there. We're just kind of mixing it up. Like I said, it is literally like finger painting. All good, all happy. Happy little finger painted. If you're new to my channel, one of my favorite people that I always loved watching as an artist, one Bob Ross. I loved Bob Ross. Absolute goat. So you'll hear me make little references to Bob Ross. Is Venetian glass just a name of a different artisan? No, Venetian glass is Venice. Murano, so Venice and Murano are like right next to each other. They're like right there. Boat right away. Murano gets a specific glass out of France. They're the only ones that get the glass out of France. So they have a very unique color palette and formula and all that stuff. I don't know specifically if Venetian glass is also the same as Murano. I mean, literally, it's a 20-minute boat ride away. But I don't know if they have the same principles. I think I didn't even see any glass blowers in Venice. They were all in Murano. So maybe just the Venetian glass is where it's made in Murano and sold in Venice. Okay, so we're going to blow this out. I'm just going to make a flat little, pudgy little base for it. Forgot. There. So we made just a little ball, basically. We're going to flatten it a little. I don't know if you guys are going to get a view of this, but we're going to kind of flatten it over here. Use a side view. So we'll bring it out. You can see we've got little colors bouncing through. We've got a tiny little spiral on the bottom. Like that. Just these little oceanic colors running through. And then we're going to heat up just the middle. And this is what makes it very flat, or it keeps it balanced. We've got to put a little indent right in the middle. You ever notice a wine bottle always has that little indent in it on the bottom? There's a reason for it. That way, like let's say you put it on a rocky tabletop that has kind of like simulated flagstone or something. Well, if you have a completely flat bottom, it can high side in there. So if you indent it in, it still has the ability to capture the outer edges. So there we are. So we indented it just a little, like that. Gunslinger's asking about using gems. You can use certain gems. Not every gem is available to be used in glass. Mostly meteorites, tektite, moldavite, that type of stuff for sure can be used. And there's certain sapphire I think can be used. And of course, simulated opals. Okay, so we got this little bobble here. Let's bring it in tighter. There we go. All right, this part's hella fun. Actually, we're going to do a full view because this looks better this way. I'm going to clip it. All right. Actually, we're going to clip this. Hold on. All right, here we go. So this is one of my favorite things to do. I never get bored with it. This is called a flame cut. Basically, we heat it up in one section. And then we're going to blow it out super, super thin and then cut it with the flame. And it makes it a nice clean edge that we don't have to work too hard to clean up. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Like that. And there, that's it. Now we're left with an open end. And I just have to trim it a little bit with scissors. And there we go. And here we go. If you've never cut molten glass before, it's well worth the experience. There we go. Leaves these cool little curly cues though. All right, so now we just have to flare this open enough to get the wine topper in there, and it'll sit and have a nice little home. Happy little home. First, we gotta flatten it out though. There we go. We'll use this and we'll just caress it open, like petting a puppy. Not like you're angry at it. Be nice. There we go. So now the wine topper will fit in this little base here, and you can display it whenever you want. You don't have to leave it sitting in a drawer. So, oh man, this is going to be complicated. So this fits into there, like boop, that way. This little guy. We just pop them together. Man, I don't have a room to do that. Wish I could show you better. But yeah, they just go together. Then it should just sit all day. Have a little decorative piece. This is the wine topper. It is available. If you are interested, let me know. I love it. I think it looks really good. I may even keep it if nobody's interested. It's got the really cool amber purple head and kind of like an Electrum amber purple sides, and then the glow in the dark inside here. So the whole thing glows in the dark. But I love the amber purple head. I just think it looks cool. Big old eyeballs. And it's definitely a conversation piece. Look at the little spiral up there. I think it makes a neat little, guy. Okay, 8:14. Yep. We've been streaming for 2 hours, but roughly a little over 2 hours. So I'm going to take a break. 8:14. Not 100% sure I'll be back on tonight, but there's a good chance I will be. I kind of want to do another one of these. I'm going to show you through the side view because I can't really do it through the front. So this guy, I'm thinking about doing a marble tonight of this. I like this little spider web style. Trying to get to there, that way. So I'm thinking of doing a marble tonight with uranium and this process going on. There. Like that. Might be kind of fun. Anyway, I am going to log off for a little bit. Yep. Moderators, thank you very much for hanging out and doing your job. I so much appreciate you guys. You have no idea, and I can't thank you guys enough. Red Squeak, Dragonfly, Cruising, John, Groves, Glass Gallery. All of you are amazing. And yeah, let's maybe see you guys in a little bit. I don't know why my camera looks off. Hold on. There we go. All right, so give me a little bit. I might be back tonight.